Hello and welcome to the first video tutorial for Easy Multisave. Today I'm going to show you the very basics of the plugins functionality. And for this we are going to use the first-person example project from UE4 to make it really easy and simple, and let's go! So the first thing we need to make sure is that Easy Multisave is enabled. And that is the case, and so we are ready. Now what we are going to do is we are going to save the character's position, which is saved automatically as soon as we add the save interface and call the appropriate functions. So that's what we are going to do now. Let's add the interface. Here you see EMS actor save interface. It's listed as EMS save interface here. And so yeah, this character is considered for being saved. Since it is a player controlled character, it is actually saved in a separate file, which is called the player file. And this was mainly done for multiplayer, where clients and the server can be saved separately. So a player can save his character, his inventory or something, and the server can save everything that is inside the level. And so these files have been separated. Yeah, so the next thing we are going to do is to actually call the save game functions. And yeah, here we go. Save game actors. This is the main function where you can tick player actors and level actors, as I explained earlier. The level actors and player actors have separate files. In this case, we only need player actors. Let's bind it to a key. And add a little message on screen to see that the game has been saved. So yeah, this is basically the save game functionality, where all actors that are part of the player and have the interface are saved, such as player state, player character, and player controller. Next up is loading. We are going to load the game when the player character spawns in the level. And so we just hook up the load game function to the begin play event. Here we are going to tick the player actors flag again. So same as here. Usually you would call these load game actors functions somewhere else, such as in the game mode, or yeah, the game mode I think, or maybe the player controller. It always depends on your project. You are not really limited in any way. So you can call this multiple times as well, and it will only load the data that has not already been loaded, unless you tick full reload. But usually it's enough to call this function once when all actors that you want to load have been spawned. And it's pretty good, a good idea here in this case to just call it in the begin play event of the character. And yeah, that's it. And the position that we mentioned earlier is actually saved automatically. Like for every actor that has the interface, the transform is saved. For the player, it's just the position. And for the player controller, it's the view rotation. I will get to that in a second. Yeah, that's basically it. So let's test that. So here, I'm going to press the G key, game saved, gonna exit. And here we go. Yeah, here we are at the position, but as you can see, the rotation of the character, the view rotation, is actually not saved. This is because the player controller does not have the save interface added, and the view rotation is part of the player controller and the position is part of the character class. But we can do something else, and this is what I'm going to show you now. We are going to take a variable and save that variable and change the view rotation on load when the character is loaded. Yeah, that's what we're going to do now. So yeah, we have a rotator, new rotator here. We're going to tick save game. And yeah, now we need to get two events from Easy Multisave. The first one is called actor pre-save. This function, this event, sorry, is called just before save game actors, so you can make sure that the value you want to save has really the exact value you want at the time of saving. So here we're going to set the viewRot variable, and then we need to get the view rotation for the character. This is done with get actor eyes viewpoint. So here's the rotation. And the next function is actor loaded, which is called just after the actor has been loaded and all the variables have been initialized. That means that in the event actor loaded, you are basically free to use the saved and loaded variables in any way you want. And yeah, you are safe to use them in this case. So this function really is called after everything has been loaded, and then you can go and access those variables. You can access them from other functions as well, but event actor loaded really makes sure of that everything is available. So yeah, here we're going to get the view rotation. And we are going to hook this up to set control rotation. So we are going to set the player's rotation when he is loaded. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, just make sure, always make sure that the variable has save game checked. So yeah, here we load the game again. Now at the position we have saved earlier, but without the view rotation. Now we are going to save the game again, exit, enter the game again, and here we are. We have loaded the character with position and view rotation. Pretty simple. So yeah, that's it for the character. Next up, we're going to save the projectiles that the character's gun is firing inside the level. And the first thing we're going to do is tick level actors here at the save game actors function and at the load game actors function, because the projectiles, when they have been fired, they are part of the level and not part of the player. So we're going to add the save interface to the projectile class here, actor save interface. And what we're going to do also is prevent the projectiles from being destroyed and extend their lifespan a little bit, so it's a bit easier to save them. The velocity, since it's a projectile, we don't need to save and load the velocity. This is possible, of course, but we don't need to do it, since when the projectile is loaded and respawned, it gets its initial speed, and so it just actually needs to save and load the position and the rotation, and this is done automatically. So every actor that has a save interface has its transform saved and loaded automatically. So yeah, here we go. Now it loads the position we have saved earlier. Now we go here. Game saved. Now we're going to load again, and we have all the projectiles we have fired previously with their velocity and position and rotation reappear in the level. Yeah, they have disappeared now because of the 10-second lifespan. So yeah, that's it. So this was a little demonstration of the basic functionality from Easy Multisave. And there's a lot more you can do with this plugin, a lot more. And the example project that you can download on the marketplace page shows a lot of the features, a lot of the stuff that you can do with EMS. And this video tutorial is just covering the very, very basics of saving with Easy Multisave. And even the example project does not show everything. The documentation has pretty much everything that you can do with it listed. So yeah, there are many things you can do, and many things you can do with save games. And Easy Multisave really provides a very comprehensive tool to do and to save whatever kind of things you want to save inside your game. And so yeah, I hope I have given you a good overview of the very basics. I need to say that again. And if you have questions or comments, don't hesitate to contact me on any of the channels. And yeah, so here we go. And I think that's it. And yeah, enjoy work. I hope you enjoy working with Easy Multisave. And yeah, see you next time.